There was only one place, but on Yelp it had like 2 stars, and I was not brave enough. I was like, I don't want my first experience with matzo ball soup.
There's no like Jewish delis near you.
Be
What the
like
hell? Where do you
toilet
live?
water. I live in East Germany.
The argument that you could make is that the hypocritical distribution of assigned work is undermining the validity of the argument, which is that they should both contribute to cleaning the house. Does that make sense? Maybe a little bit of an inarticulate argument, but the point...
Maybe more than a little bit. I think that's a very inarticulate argument.
That's why I love this. I was like, listen, he realizes this argument's full of shit like halfway through.
Yeah. What the fuck? What kind of explanation was that?
He is tacitly talking about procedural fairness. He's basically saying, you know, perhaps it's not procedurally fair to implement a policy where you're scheduled to clean the house 7 days a week and I'm scheduled to clean the house as I feel like it.
You brought up a good comparison about cavemen, okay? Or being a hunter-gatherer tribe.
Yes.
It's how, like, you're going to raise up, we've kind of evolved to want to raise up the people to be our leaders who we believe will lead us in directions that will make us prosperous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's sort of the evolutionary psychology trait that's being triggered when people give money to people like Hasan.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. They're viewing him as
our guy.
Right. They're viewing him as this leader that's going to lead them to some path they want to go down to. Okay. And so the good leader in the hunter-gatherer sense is the guy who is going to help you bring back the giant woolly mammoth that you slayed and carry all that meat back so that everyone can eat. But Hasan isn't the good leader. He's the fake leader. He's the guy that tells you he's going to help you hunt the woolly mammoth. But then you find out he's been hiding, sleeping in his tent all day while all the hunters have been working hard. Yeah. And yet he still gives himself the biggest chunk of the meat to eat at the end of the night because he's the leader.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But that's the procedural fairness.
He got all the money to go out and hunt the woolly mammoth. He's like, listen, we'll give you all the money. You go out, bring back the biggest woolly mammoth for all of us. And he brought back the woolly mammoth and he said, listen, my woolly mammoth, bitch. You get your own fucking woolly mammoth, okay? And they're like, we gave you the money for the woolly mammoth.
He said, no. You gave me the money to bring awareness that someone should go get a woolly mammoth.
To the awareness that having woolly mammoths is boss. Look at my big woolly mammoth.
my role, dictated by society and God and fate and reality, is that I'm just telling you how awesome it is to have a big woolly mammoth and that we should all have a big woolly mammoth.
Yes.
If you wanted someone to actually get you a big woolly mammoth, you should have hired someone else.
Yes. Yeah. That's a better analogy, Vaush. You should use that analogy.
There you go.
Is that it doesn't always destroy an argument. In fact, it often doesn't. Sometimes it does, but it often doesn't. But the thing...
This is such a rare Vaush moment when you can see right on his face that he realizes how badly he's bullshitting.
Well...
He's like, God, my performance is slipping here. What am I doing?
It's not... It's very... This is like this is interesting. It's rare that I've never seen him do that. I don't watch all his content, so I can't comment. But I haven't seen him do this when he's talking to himself. Generally, this happens when he's talking to Destiny, and Destiny's explaining why his argument is dog shit.
Right.
And then you see this happening. But he's doing it to himself, which is interesting.
Well, he's kind of doing it to the chat.
Yeah. But I'm assuming his chat agrees with this nonsense.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Thing is, in this isn't easy
on me. It's
destroy an argument.
It's totally
on
your end.
I don't know what's going on. Sometimes it does, but it often doesn't.
I think it has to do with the fact that I'm in the room twice.
I don't. I've been in the room twice, and it's never made a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe my internet's doing something.
Maybe your internet's a little jumpy or something. Yeah.
Fucking internet.
Just blow on it. That helps, right?
I wonder if we can oppress more cable workers and I can get better internet.
I think that would be a good idea.
I would semi be down for that.
Yeah.
How bad's the oppression? Are we compensating them well for their oppression?
No, we need to oppress them
Hopefully.
more. That's the problem. The reason your internet's kind of faulty is because you're not oppressing them enough.
Okay.
Doesn't. But the thing is, in this case, this isn't even hypocrisy. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, but socialists don't usually say stuff like, you can't own a home. It's immoral to own a home. If you have money, you should donate all of it. Certainly there are some people who say this. I don't think I've said this. Pretty sure Hasan hasn't said this either. Usually the argument...
Well, someone in his chat said it in the other video. They did say 60,000, above 60,000.
You shouldn't have over 65K, yeah.
Socialists have is that we should tax people more. There should be wealth taxes and inheritance taxes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as I understand it, to my knowledge, Hasan pays his taxes. So...
Look, socialists just say that you should pay more taxes. I've never heard a socialist say anything about, like, living the principles that you preach.
Yeah.
Come on. I've never heard a socialist say that. What, are you crazy? What, do you think they're, like, religious? You think they're a Christian or something? Live the principles you preach. Get out of here.
What does paying taxes have to do with the abolition of private property or worker co-ops, democracy, and the work? I don't like. What does tax policy have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
Shit? Yeah.
It's almost like it has to do with redistributing wealth to be more equal.
It does. Yeah. That's what taxation has to do with.
What would that have to do with buying a $2.8 million mansion in West Hollywood?
Remember when Obama, the socialist, talks about spreading the wealth around?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. So socialists online, according to Vaush, advocate for things that liberal Democrats advocate for.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Woo. We're getting the revolution is underway, fellas.
What's going on here? I'm still confused.
Viva la revolution.
You know, there's this debate, bro, obsession in some communities with addressing hypocrisy over the actual underlying worth of what's happening. Because from a consequentialist perspective, Hasan's not really doing any harm in the world, but there are some people who are more obsessed with the idea of holding people to account, you know? Like,
that's not even fucking true. From a consequentialist perspective, Hasan being a horrible fucking grifter is turning people off of communism and his socialism and his message.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's also, as an influencer, he's showing that being a horrible, terrible person with no principles is profitable.
Exactly.
How is that not
exactly?
How is that not harmful, Vaush?
From a consequentialist point of view, being a leader that shows everyone you can be a corrupt shithead, that's not really consequentially bad.
Yeah, stealing all the woolly mammoth meat for yourself makes other people think, well, next time I get a woolly mammoth, I'm going to steal all the meat.
This is what socialism is, guys. It's accruing a bunch of money, sitting on that money like a dragon, and then saying someone else is going to fix the society's problems.
Yeah.
Socialism.
This is actually what all of the communists warned about. They always said anyone with a house or kids or a decent job is fucking useless to the cause. They're like invested in the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
like, I'll give you an example. A community of people who think that it's more acceptable for a person to eat meat if they don't believe animals have any moral worth than it is for a vegetarian to only eat eggs, cheese, and dairy if they do believe animals have any moral worth. In that case, you actually value people's consistency above the actual harm.
Wait. What? What? Did you follow that? I'm lost.
I'm totally lost too, but I did pick up where he's talking about the consistency principle, which is relevant because like we're talking about with the woolly mammoth experiment or thought experiment. The reason why we evolved to value consistency so much is because we want to obtain trustworthy cooperation partners.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, for these endeavors. And Hasan has shown himself to be not a trustworthy cooperation partner at all. Yes.
Right.
And the reason he's done that is inconsistency.
But Vaush doesn't understand that. Or
Yeah.
I would wager he doesn't believe in anything like evolutionary behaviors.
I'm not certain. I mean, it'd be interesting to know, but he's basically making the argument that Hasan can be as inconsistent as he wants as long as the arguments that he's advocating for are sound and helpful.
As long as the consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom, I don't care that you have to sign divorce papers. Mom, I don't care that you have to work your third job to provide for my family because I'm not giving you any fucking money.
Just make my nuggies so I can stream.
Make my nuggies, bitch!